YouTube's VP of Engineering just pulled back the curtain on how YouTube's video recommendation engine works. In this episode of Video Signals, we'll break it all down and give you the 5 best takeaways you can use on your own channel to get more views and increase your audience. Stay tuned. What's up everyone? I'm Joey Dowd, video producer and your guide to the latest news, tools, and tactics in the world of video creation. YouTube just published an article and video Q&A by VP of Engineering Christos Goodrow, shedding some light on how YouTube's recommendation engine works and what indicators factor into recommendations. Before we jump into the takeaways, let's establish what the recommendation engine actually is. YouTube's recommendation system is how YouTube recommends other videos to you that you might find interesting and want to watch more of. You see recommended videos in 2 spots, the YouTube homepage and the sidebar or up next area of a video page. The recommendation engine is a huge driver of views of videos on YouTube. It drives more views than channel subscriptions or search. So understanding how it works is vital to growing your channel and reaching new viewers. But it's far from simple. According to YouTube, the recommendation engine factors in 80 billion signals a day in order to evolve and try to make better suggestions. And YouTube is really about creating a personalized experience for everyone on the platform and showing videos that both provide value and are satisfying. More on this later. So let's break down some of the main signals. There are a handful of key signals YouTube looks at to determine if a video is worth recommending to other viewers. Most will probably be pretty obvious, but a few are a little bit new and you might not be familiar with them. So first up is clicks. Clicking on a video because of the title or thumbnail is a decent indicator that you're at least interested in the topic, but because you clicked on a video doesn't mean you actually watched it. Part of this may be a mismatch of expectations of what the video was and what it actually was. Maybe you wanted to watch highlight clips from a football game, but instead the video was a person talking about the football game. You clicked on it, but it didn't provide value. Also, with clicks as a signal, it's a slippery slope to creating clickbait titles and thumbnails, where the title and thumbnail deliberately have nothing to do with what the video is about and are just about gaming the system to get more clicks and have you watch some ads before that. So in 2012, YouTube added another signal, watch time. So watch time is how long and how much of the video that you actually watched. As if you think about it, this is a pretty good indicator of how much you're enjoying the video and its content. If you stick around and watch 20 minutes of a video, pretty high signal that you like that video. But just because a video is engaging enough to keep you watching doesn't necessarily mean it's adding value to your life. We could ask that question a lot about social media. So in 2016, YouTube added another signal that they call valued watch time. Valued watch time is time spent watching a video that you consider valuable. So how does YouTube determine what kind of videos you think are valuable? With survey responses. So these are surveys that pop up after watching a video, somewhat randomly. You might have seen them, you might have not. They ask you to rate the video on a scale of 1 to 5, and YouTube will only consider videos rated 4 or 5 as high value. And lastly, well, at least that YouTube publicly stated, they have shares, likes, and dislikes. Obviously, you share stuff that you like, but if you're the type of person who shares lots of videos, a share from you will be weighted lower than a share from someone who rarely shares. And YouTube didn't explicitly say this, but you also have to consider the other metadata around your video, like comments, description, chapter indicators, and more. All this have to factor into those daily 80 billion signal numbers that YouTube says it factors into its recommendation engine. So now knowing what signals and indicators go into the recommendation engine, here are 5 insights we can take away from this Q&A with their VP of Engineering and from the other data that they released. Number 1, watch time is more important than your number of subscribers. If you watch just about any video on YouTube, they'll ask you to subscribe to the channel, including this one. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. But if you're a regular YouTube visitor, you might notice that most of the videos on your homepage, or a good amount of the videos, are not from channels that you subscribe to. And so according to Christos, when they ran tests and showed people more videos from channels that they were subscribed to, they actually watched fewer videos.
They didn't watch as much as the actual home feed that was driven by recommendations.
The possible reasoning behind this is people subscribe to channels for a variety of reasons, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to see more videos from that channel. So in one example they gave from an interview with the user subscribed to channels basically as a super like. They really liked one specific video from the creator, wanted to show their support by subscribing, but had zero interest in actually watching more videos from that person.
Subscription is some indication that the viewer is interested or has been interested in content from that channel. So it means something and it's a place to start, but we can't we can't rely on it as a way to find content that the viewer definitely wants to watch.
So I think this is good news for smaller channels because you might think that bigger channels have huge subscriber numbers and that's how they get all the views. But knowing this, you don't have to have a huge amount of subscribers, and that's not a huge factor in YouTube recommending your video. They look at each video as an independent entity and decide how they should recommend that and who they should recommend it to. And like all content, what it really comes down to is each video you make, you want it to be the most engaging content possible. All right, number 2 takeaway, newer channels need quantity of content. Next takeaway, if you're a new channel, the more videos you put out, the more signals YouTube can pick up to start recommending your videos. So going back to the subscriber number signal, yes, bigger channels get recommended more, but it's not because they have more subscribers. It's because YouTube has more data on their videos and audience and knows who to recommend it to better. So if you're starting out, the quicker you can put out content and the more content you can put out, the better. In my interview with Jelani from Cart Fuel, he recommended putting out 1 video a day for 90 days. Now you don't have to go that extreme, but the message is the same. You want to put out a lot of videos when you're starting out. More videos, more ways for YouTube to learn about your content and your audience, and more ways for you to learn about what type of content resonates with people so you can double down on it. Number 3 takeaway, get ready for new to you. So continuing on this trend of getting new channels off the ground, YouTube offered a sneak peek of a new homepage section that is coming called New to You. This will be a personalized section of new videos from smaller channels that the viewer has not seen before. No info yet on how those videos will get recommended, but this could be a great way for smaller channels to get discovered by a new audience. Number 4, it's all about satisfaction and personalization. One theme that kept coming up was personalization. YouTube's recommendation engine is focused on finding the most satisfying and valuable video for each individual person. One tie-in to this takeaway was a question about if total watch time is better than total percent viewed. For example, is it better if someone watches 20 minutes of a 60-minute video, or if they watch 80% of a 10-minute video, which would be 8 minutes? YouTube's answer, it comes down to viewer satisfaction, which is based on the survey results. If someone is looking for an answer to a question and finds that by watching a short amount of a tutorial video, it might have a very low watch time, but they are probably very satisfied, so that's a high signal. So keep this in mind when planning out what type of videos you're going to make and what the end goal should be for your viewer. Is it educating or is it entertaining? And those factors will come into play as far as watch time and percent of video viewed. And number 5, YouTube is huge. Find your niche. It's important to keep YouTube's massive size in perspective when growing your channel. Even the biggest channels on YouTube are a very small percentage of all the people that are on YouTube and watch videos on YouTube.
Only a fraction of a percent of viewers on YouTube watch even the largest channel. And so really it's about finding your particular audience.
So niche down, be consistent, and your audience will find you with the help of YouTube's recommendation engine. That's all for this signal. I hope you found it useful. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below if you found any of your own tips or insights on how you found YouTube's recommendation engine to work, or things that worked well for your channel. And even though it might not matter all that much, I'd still appreciate that if you subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, feed those signals. And even more important, if a satisfaction survey pops up after this video, please give it a 5-star rating. Stick around for one of these other videos as recommended by YouTube, and I'll catch you in a future episode.